Embrace desperation is one of the things I heard Christian Jack say a while ago, and it's something that's stuck in my mind. Okay, so when people hear desperation, when I heard desperation, I had this very negative connotation. Like desperation is a bad thing, and that can be true, right? But it depends, right? If we're talking like desperation, where someone's willing to do anything, like in terms of like lowering their standards, lowering their integrity, then yeah, that's like bad desperation, right? The other side of this is internal urgency, like an absolute need to get something done, to achieve, to change, etc., etc. Which it's also unpleasant, right? It's uncomfortable, but it's also a catalyst for change, embracing that desperation. So we'll take a look at like an example of, let's say you have someone who like really hates their job. And I've had these conversations, right? I'm in sales. I've had conversations with people in painful situations, but they really hate their job. They're miserable. Their life sucks. Like it's affecting their relationships, but they're just not able to let go, right? They're not able to go into a new path. They're not able to take a leap, leave their job, change companies, etc., right? And they are actually very desperate, but for one reason or another, they're not embracing that desperation. They're not willing to say, okay, this is the truth. I accept the truth and I accept the pain, right? They're like resisting, right? It's like whatever you resist will persist. So that is that is desperation. On the other hand, like imagine you do embrace desperation. Imagine I wake up tomorrow and I'm 100 kilos heavier, but I have this persona of this person who is me, like who I am now, right? But I woke up 100 kilos heavier tomorrow, which is like 200 pounds plus. What would be going through my mind? I just wake up and be like, what the fuck? Like I'd go to the fridge and take out everything that is like a drop of like a micro drop of oil. I'd be tracking every single calorie. I'd be like, all I would be doing is like walking and sleeping to recover, like literally all day, just to burn as many calories as I can, as fast as I can, right? Like that's all that would be on my mind. Then the people I would surround myself would be like that, right? And we're not always, it's like a hypothetical example, right? Like the person that does really want to change, if they've been resisting that change for a while, there's this internal pressure that's been building up, and it's gonna just like dump, right? And that's what creates like can create fast action and fast change. And that's, look, that is still very uncomfortable, but it is desperation in a positive light, and it is embracing desperation and making a change. um yeah, I mean, we could go through plenty of examples of like situations where someone like is desperate but they're not willing to change, like negative, positive, positive, negative, willing, unwilling. Like for example, imagine you have like a guy, like 20s, just like no social life, e- eating junk food and watching video games, playing video games and watching porn every day. And like, even if they put themselves out there and they didn't get the results, right? Like that would still be better. Like acting out of congruence would still make them happier, because I mean, like, video games and junk food and corn like all day is like a pretty sad existence, right? Like it's okay for a day, but I think we can all agree that that's a pretty sad existence. That was not me, by the way, but the reason I've been thinking about this for the last wee while is, yeah, because I've been hunting for a wife, and yeah, hunting. So I moved to this, like, this has been on my mind for like about a year, and I moved into the city 2 months ago, and I've been like trying really hard, right? Like I've been putting constant effort, reflecting, trying to get like information or questions from people. Like the results I've been getting in terms of the progress, it feels very bad, very, very slow, but like it's been on my mind like constantly, right? Like how can I put myself in new situations? Okay, my Tinder got banned. Okay, like what can I do? Okay, people aren't responding in this way. Like constantly going out, constantly taking action, etc., etc. And yeah, like that's yielded like some interesting situations. I, for example, like I was always kind of nervous to approach at the gym, and this month I've kind of approached, like I've initiated 20 plus conversations at the gym. Gone out with one girl from the gym. I have another girl later this morning. She's gonna introduce me to her sister, so married woman. I'm just kind of like I'm kind of at this point where I'm like, no stone left unturned. Like I will try anything and everything, right? Just to create more volume, more opportunity, like to make this happen, right? ASAP. So yeah, I was talking to this woman. Turns out she's married, so just kind of like chatting, like 5 minutes, and the girls that they think I'm charming because obviously I am. But yeah, she's like, yeah, like why don't you come on Saturday with us? Like my sister's gonna be there. I'll introduce you. I'm like, yeah, I would really love that, right? And I mean, literally, like I've got in my journal, and I will show you. I'm the kind of guy that everyone introduces to their friends. Like literally, like that's the thing I wrote, and yeah. So anyway, and like a lot of people would think like very negatively on this. It's like, dude, like why are you trying so hard? Like it will come when it comes. It'd be better if you just kind of like didn't try, if you just kind of focused on yourself. And like yeah, there's definitely an element of that, and I'm not saying like like I'm gonna stop working, I'm gonna stop like doing the things that make me, right? Obviously, because that would be very counterproductive. But like imagine if I just said to you like, hey dude, like you don't like your job, man, it's okay, like just it's gonna change. Like, yeah, I know you're working, in the bar. I know you're like a bartender, but yeah, man, like things are gonna sort themselves out eventually. Or yeah, man, like yeah, I know you got rejected for a bunch of visa applications, but I mean, just like you'll get there eventually, right? Like imagine like, and again, like it depends on your situation and how much you want to change your situation, but imagine like you had a problem and someone just kind of like, not even like a problem, but something you wanted to change, and someone came to you and they're like, yeah, man, it'll be fine, man. Yeah, like I know you like, like I know you keep getting sick and this and that, but like it'll be fine, right? Like how much of a fuck you would that be, right? And I mean, the other side of this is if you're constantly acting through tension, then like if you're constantly acting through tension and resistance and force, then you're gonna get that back to you, right? But basically, like what I was saying earlier is, I think I said it earlier, but basically, like letting that tension sink into relaxation to create a new baseline of, yeah, like what your baseline, like a new baseline, like what your daily, what your automatic is, like what you do on autopilot, just, kind of leaning in consistently, leaning out a little bit and letting that become your new norm and your new norm and your new norm. And then suddenly, you've changed, and yeah, you attract new things into your life, or you just become a new person. Like you become the person who isn't carrying an extra 100 kilos, right? So think of this what you will. This is about embracing desperation, acknowledging it, and being at peace with it, okay? Not like external desperation, like I'm gonna lower my standards, I'm gonna go rob a bank, I'm gonna go F a fatty. No, it's not that kind of desperation, right? It's like internal urgency and desperation while maintaining your standards. Okay, whatever that is, whatever you want. So I hope this video left you with some wisdom. Go ahead and implement now.